Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a few things I want to get into and talk about. I wanted to go over Jimin and him recently coming out and talking about his health and all that. He recently decided to talk about his new actions going forward, and I want to talk about what he said during an interview. I also want to get into apparently what is going on with the Chinese government and the latest Run BTS episode. I have a lot of opinions on this, so grab your dumpling, a tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be first, leave your hate comment. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The recent news kind of broke the internet a little bit, but more so on a positive note. Did it actually break the internet? I don't know. I saw a lot of people talking about it, but a lot of people also don't really care. Basically, if you're unaware, BTS since the start of their career has done so many different styles and looks. Similar to all K-pop idols, they're expected to literally change their look at the drop of a hat. Of course, one of those being hair. Hair is extremely important when it comes to K-pop idols because the labels will often use hair as a reference point for fans to be able to gauge what type of comeback this will be. Is it going to be fun and poppy, or is it going to be more darker and serious? Take for example Boy With Love. Everyone's hair is lighter for the most part, and the BTS On era, where everyone's hair for the most part is a lot darker. On a less serious note, the hair color changes are just cool because you get to see your idols in different looks and it's hot. The internet always breaks when Jungkook decides to go blonde or whatever, so it's a big deal. Recently Jungkook decided to dye his hair again after not bleaching for a long time, like a really long time. And I think it was first seen at the Golden Disc Awards. He went blonde, and before then he made the announcement that he will not be bleaching his hair because of his scalp and just the overall health of his hair. It was in bad condition, and there's no surprise there. It was even mentioned in some articles that should have said he bleached his hair 50 times in 1 year. I don't know if that's true, but I would believe it. They literally changed their hair within the next day. The problem with how they bleach their hair is that it's not even spaced out. 50 sounds like once every week, which is not great either, but it gives the scalp some time to heal. However, it's not usually like that. We sometimes see different colors within the same day, I believe. Armies always make jokes about the members eventually losing all their hair. I've spoken to a stylist and they said you can't go bald from just normal bleaching, but there can be scalp damage. But also, for example, when I bleach my hair, I don't really touch the scalp. There's like a millimeter gap because I bleach it pretty often and I don't want to cause any issues. Now, apparently Jimin came out in a recent interview. I saw a few videos people talking about this, but I don't know which interview. But Jimin came out and talked about how he will no longer be bleaching his hair and just going back to black, similarly to what Jungkook did for a long time. He mentioned in the past, allegedly, that he did want to try out many different hairstyles and colors, and apparently when he noticed his scalp was damaged, he decided that going forward, he is just going to stick with black. Of course, I am sure Big Hit is going to honor his wishes, for that health comes first. And ultimately, having damaged scalp just for a few extra colors is not worth it at all. I'm sure a lot of armies are going to be sad, but of course, we will support him. And the day he does come back and does a Jungkook, we will be shocked and the internet will go crazy once again. It's very interesting the difference between a K-pop idol and a Western American idol, and how you have One Direction or Justin Bieber. I don't believe they ever really bleached their hair to this extent, but it's very normal within K-pop and expected. It's the standard actually, but I don't think the fandoms would ever be mad if the artist did the bleaching more sparingly. For example, you can look at the idol's hair, any idol, not just BTS, and notice it looks really good and fluffy. People have even said this about my hair, but that's not the case. I don't want to put this standard out there and then people also bleach their hair, thinking, why doesn't my hair look like the idols or people I see on YouTube? My hair close up is pretty frizzy and not in great condition. I also only bleach my hair to fix the roots, and I only do it once or twice a year. I used to do it like 4 or 5, but I've cut it down. But imagine 50 times a year. There's tricks that stylists use on camera to make it appear shiny. There's gloss spray and a butt ton of silicone in the hair, and there's like anti-frizz creams for hair to make it look really soft. But deep down, the hair is completely damaged. And you can see this in like airport photos or paparazzi photos, any photo where any of the idols are not dressed up and camera ready. So if your hair doesn't look healthy after you bleach it, it means you're human and that's okay. And definitely very interesting to see them kind of step down one by one on the bleaching. I mean, they've done this for over 8 years now and have probably bleached their hair so much. Why not just wear a wig at this point? I think we are going to see the members one by one bleach their hair less and less as they get older. I think we can just expect that. For the most part even, boy groups don't even last this long. So we actually don't know what is going to happen, if they're going to continue to bleach or if they'll eventually all stop. But I will say, if they do stop, they'll still do very well in America because every boy group in America doesn't bleach their hair this much. I hope they do whatever is best for their health, and I hope they are happy with it. I don't think anyone can complain if you're doing it for health reasons, and I don't think we will see a decrease in sales due to Jimin's hair color. So it's not really a big loss, and while armies of course love the hair color changes, we're not going to stop standing just because Jimin wants to focus on his health more. Well, some haters might, but you don't want those people anyway, and those are not armies. Recently, people are complaining about the new Run BTS episode, which I found to be very interesting for a couple of reasons actually. So I think a while ago, I was reading that people were complaining that a lot of Big Hit's content, specifically BTS, was not translated in their language. So obviously BTS is global, and thus you should at least have the popular languages there in the subtitles, or have that option. So I'm seeing more languages, I believe, and one of the languages they translated the new Run BTS episode in is of course Chinese. I think it's great for obviously people who don't know English that well, and of course don't know Korean, and can still enjoy the episode. But I guess the subtitles made their way towards Korean netizens, and you can see in the subtitles they called kimchi paocha. I'm pretty sure I said that incorrectly. But it almost directly translates like sour cabbage or fermented cabbage, which is literally what kimchi is. But apparently there were some political differences, and that word implying that kimchi came from China. And some people were upset that since BTS was trying to introduce kimchi as Korean, that it was not being seen that way to Chinese people. I think this is interesting because I think if you do translate something, it does need to be catered to that market. Perhaps if they didn't introduce it as a Chinese food, Chinese people would have been mad and clicked off. Whereas introducing them as Chinese food is going to anger Koreans. So they have to pick and choose their battles. But also the person who translated might have been Chinese. So they would have chosen to introduce kimchi like that. It's very important to not just have a translation that just translates, but also doesn't make the boys look bad in that culture. But also, what is the word for kimchi in Chinese that makes it look like it's Korean? I always thought it was that word. But of course, I think it was Naver and V-Live that was hosting it and maybe translating it too. So they got some backlash for it, and they decided to actually run this by the Chinese government, and then we'll act or change anything according to them. Again, I think this is the right thing to do. Everything is very political in China. You want to make sure, especially if you're catering to that audience, you're not just doing anything that is going to mass piss off your audience. People nowadays, especially being able to choose what they watch, they're not going to watch you. This is what Naver said. It was translated from Korean. Their statement reads, "Video's Chinese subtitles was created by Chinese expert translators, and the same subtitle available on both VLive and Weverse we took into account what the Ministry of Architecture, Food, and Rural Affairs and the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism said about Chinese translation of kimchi." It's also just kimchi. Like, y'all have to chill. You can literally call it anything. It doesn't matter. It's entertainment, and there's a whole episode where BTS is eating food. Why not talk about that? It's so weird what is considered controversial nowadays. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it, you know? Like, I understand you have to be respectful, but this just seems like a mistake slash just a wording problem. Like, I don't think there's another word for kimchi. I think that's the direct translation. I could be wrong. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I had to keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get 300 videos that are currently already up on there the moment you sign up. You can get videos like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also request videos that you would like to see over there as well as I send out cards and interact with you guys even more over there as well. So if you're interested in any of that, link is in the top description down below. There's also a video over there that kind of explains how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That video is over there and it's free to watch if you would like to take a look. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.